I think we've kind of touched on it here and there.
Yep.
But I think there's
We don't do enough of it.
we don't do enough of it, and I think that people get scared of that term. And what I mean by that is you look at physical fitness from a standpoint like, oh, they're saying that we have to mandate working out at the firehouse, or this is going to be another thing that we have to do at the firehouses. I think there's a couple of different things to consider here. If you are not doing anything, right, like not moving around or anything like that, we've talked about this before, but heart attacks are a huge problem with the fire service, and it's not enough cardio, stuff like that. People hear the word cardio, they think running. Not everything cardio is running. You can go for a walk. Go for a daily walk around your neighborhood. As long as you're walking, that's cardio.
Somewhat, to a certain extent.
It's better than not doing anything.
Better than doing nothing. Get off the couch. I
But
agree.
the other part of it too is like me. I'm not a runner. I hate running. I get shin splints.
You don't have to run.
But one of the things I started doing, like when I was going to the gym and working out, I knew I had to do more cardio, but I didn't want to run, and I wound up getting involved with jiu-jitsu with my friend. That's cardio. There's different types of cardio that you can do. It's not always just running. And then the other thing I was thinking of too, what if a member at your firehouse who's into physical fitness, or that's maybe a personal trainer or something like that, maybe just host like a little, workout night each week, see who wants to come. You don't mandate it, but just say, hey, let's start a, physical fitness thing here. I'll help you guys get into it. It doesn't have to be like balls to the wall, sweating like crazy. Like, let's start slow. Let's build somebody into it. And, it's just another way to get people down at the firehouse. Mm-hmm. But that's where I think, at least to start with,
well, I think
fitness.
we need to do more. And that's really what it comes down to. We're not doing enough. And, heart attacks are one of the top things that come up all the time. And it's of all different ages. So when people say, oh, it's just the old guy or whatever. No, we see people in their 30s, their 40s, their early 50s having heart attacks or having problems and dying line of duty, right? And
Yeah.
when you look at this, if that was an accident and you were putting claims in for accidents, you would do something about it. And we somehow just push it aside and say, oh, it's just medical. Oh, it's just medical. Oh, it's just medical. No, it's medical. And some of it is hereditary. It's genetics.
Yes.
There's definitely other factors involved. But have we done enough in the fitness or the preventive section of that, or wellness of our people? And we don't. And NFPA 1500 has a lot of information in there about health and wellness. So we give people annual medicals, and some of these medicals are just kind of a checkbox almost, right? Yeah, you're fit. You're physically fit. If you actually put some of these to a real test, they'd probably fail.
Yeah.
And at one point, my fire district, we went with a different company, and people were getting some very legit physicals. And we caught a couple members early that actually had heart problems and cardiac issues, and they had to go to cardiologists, and they got fixed. And people still complained about it. That's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Look, you put him out of service. He had a heart problem.
Yeah.
And he went for surgery. And now he's okay. And he's
thing-
still alive. Now, what
that's-
would have happened if he died in a fire? Everybody would just said, oh, look, this guy died in a fire. So did we do the right thing for our members? So we should be doing the right thing for our membership as best as possible. And physical fitness is exactly where we need to be, because that's what we do.
I think part of it too is you might have members in the firehouse that they won't go for a run because it's just not something that they're interested in
go
doing.
for a walk.
But the bell goes off for a fire. I'm going to a fire. I want to go there. And the best way I could explain it is it's like having a car just sitting in your driveway. You never turn it on, never take it for a ride. But then you turn it on and try to race it. That's what's going on in your body.
Yeah,
Like-
your heart goes from basically at rest or a nice steady beat to almost 100% right away as soon as that alarm kicks in, especially if it sounds like a job, right?
Well,
Your
yeah, because
adrenaline,
it's
adrenaline
not.
rush.
That's the thing. It's
So,
adrenaline. It's heat.
yeah. So
And then it's the
like
actual
even
work.
the FDNY, and there's tons of studies that have been done. They've tested firefighters of when that alarm bell goes off. So even the when the voice alarm goes off in the firehouse in the FDNY, it's a very loud pitch, high pitch, doo doo, right, and that two tone, and they did all sorts of studies and tests that show the spike and what your heart takes when that goes off. So now, when I was getting off the job, they had already changed our tones, but it's a slow progress. It starts off very soft and gets louder, so that your body, even if you're sleeping or whatever you're doing, it will come out of this slow beating rest to slightly increasing over time instead of that bombarding you in one shot. So it's very important that our fitness, our health, right? What are we doing? We're stretching hoses, we're lifting ladders and weights and stuff like this. And I've heard even members saying like, "Oh, this stuff's too heavy." I never heard somebody say that when I joined the fire department. I had to pick up the 32B spreader Hearst tool by myself, which is a 2-person thing, saying, "Oh my God, this thing's too heavy. You got to get rid of it." Like that's all you had. There was no other
Right, yeah.
choices. Like that's the tool, right? Even moving ladders around, right? Oh, I need help. So what happened, right? And yes, we won't need to look at what is it? Ergonomics, ergonomics, right? Of how we move things and lift things. So whether you're lifting a stretcher or a patient, right? Patient handling is a big deal, and how you lift or using your legs, right? Or how things are placed in the rig that you can get them off very easy rather than outreaching and stretching and doing things that could harm your body. So we should look at all this stuff of how we perform certain duties, right? And how we can make it easier for our members, but we still have to keep up our strength. Our physical fitness has to be there. Because if you can't perform, and I've been to those fires where guys are like, "Oh, I'm wiped, I'm dead." We just started. What do you mean
Yeah.
you're dead? We got to go in there, right? We can't just stop. There's not more people we're going.
The other part of that too is, what are we eating?
Well, that's a whole nother side.
Not just at home, but
Yeah.
at the firehouse. What do you eat after a company
We're
meeting?
ordering pizza
We're
after
ordering
Yap
pizza,
Hank at
yeah.
10:30 at night, and we're going to pound it down.
Yeah, that and it's like, okay, now you're just
Let's have some soda, a couple of beers.
Now
go to bed.
you're putting all those, like, if you look at the idea of pasta night before, like, it was always before a game the next day.
Yep.
Why? Because that's carbohydrates that turn into energy for the next day. So when you go to your county training facility and you're going nuts and you come back, you're sweating. Oh, we're gonna get pizza when we get back there, and how many slices do you throw down because you're like,
I can't
man,
do it anymore."
I'm hungry. Then you go home and try to go to sleep, but you can't because all those carbs are now,
And you're pumped up.
and you're pumped up, and now it's like you can't sleep, and sleep is a whole different fucking topic.
That's another problem. We can go on all day
But
about
all
this
this
stuff.
shit comes back to your cardiac health, and that needs to be stressed as much as your actual body strength as well. I mean, it's not an easy job.
No, but even just stretching, right? Stretching is so
Stretching's another
important.
one.
Like if you were doing yoga or Pilates or any of these things, but stretching, right? They have these stretch bands now. But what you have to do is put your muscles under some sort of tension, and if you're doing that, that is being healthy for your muscles and blood flow, and that's what we want. We want good, positive blood flow through our system. That's what we really
Well, there's
want.
another thing. There's all different types of stuff, and these are newer studies that have come out, whatnot. But saunas are very good for cardiovascular health.
Even these steam rooms, right?
Yeah, same concept.
After a fire, sweat everything out of your body.
Yeah,
That's good for
I
you.
know there is some argument about your wanting to avoid that after a fire because it opens up your pores,
opens your pores.
which could potentially let carcinogens in.
But if you're sweating, it's going to push everything out.
Right. I would have to look into that
Yeah.
to figure out what
I
they
would
said,
think it would
but
be good for you.
I'm just saying like, if you want to start, if you're like, I'm not fucking running, start by going to the gym, go to the sauna. Start there.
Well,
And then there's
just
other, like,
go on the bike.
So-
Just ride a bike.
ride a bike. You could do shit like that. The other thing too is, we talked about stretching, but They have these spike mats that you could buy on Amazon for like $20. They got like, it's a mat you lay on the floor. They got a bunch of spikes, and it works very similar to acupuncture, where you lay down and it hurts. That's what it's supposed to do. But what it does is it irritates the skin on your back. All right, and what that does, it opens up the capillaries, and all the blood comes to your core. It's like it's the same concept as an injury. Your blood rushes to that area to start helping it.
I'll just do the ice bath. I like the ice bath.
But ice bath is the same exact concept
like
as
the ice
this.
bath.
What happens? You go in the ice bath, all your blood goes to your core to keep
shuns
your
everything
vital
out.
organs fresh. And what that does is when that blood is in your core, close to your lungs, it gets that fresh oxygen in there. And then when you're done, when you get out of a cold plunge or you get off the spike mat, all that freshly oxygenated blood now starts going out to your extremities.
Yep.
So that's the whole concept.
And you feel warm when you get out
you
of the
feel
ice bath.
and you feel energetic too.
I like my ice bath. I have it. Fold it up, bring it outside. I get a couple
Yeah,
bags
no,
of ice from the
they're great.
firehouse. Jump in that thing for 5-10 minutes. Good to go.
Those things are great.
I just have to wear booties because my feet they freeze up too quick.
Yeah, well that's the
Wool hat on, and I put my
You put a hat on?
Yeah, wool hat. Yeah,
Do you dunk your face in it before you go in?
not always.
The first time I
go
went in
right up
there,
to here.
I think I went in. I lasted like 30 seconds. I was like, "Holy shit, this is." And then I tried it
get
again.
used
Then
to
I
it.
was like, "Let me dunk my face in this thing first to get the
shock.
initial shock out." And then I got in. But to your point, yeah, it's your hands and your feet will start to hurt.
Yeah,
You know.
my feet are bad,
Yeah, but
so I wear my water rescue boots, and then I get in. I do, but it works.
yeah, I think.
But yeah, all of that stuff. Listen,
you got to start somewhere.
It's all a help. So I actually put together a gym at my firehouse in my station. So I collected a lot of stuff over time, all donated stuff. So I saw something on Facebook. Guy was trying to sell some stuff from F45 Fitness right in Setauket. So I sent him a message. I said, listen, if nobody wants to pick it up, maybe you want to donate to the firehouse. So he sent me a text. He sent me a message on Facebook. He's like, hey, you guys serious about taking a donation? I said, yeah. So I'm like, I saw kind of the pictures, but I didn't really look at it. He goes, why don't you come by, take a look? So I went there Friday, took a look at it. 2 spin bikes in great shape. We got a couple medicine balls. We got some free weights. We got a whole box of sparring gloves and those handheld cushions that you spar with. You hit them.
Oh, nice.
What else did we get? Some free weights. Got that. We got those jump boxes.
Okay.
So it's a stack of 4, all different sizes. I got 2 sets of those. I put one at one station, one at the other. And we got a bunch of good stuff.
It's a
all
good...
donated. We're going to give them a tax letter, but all from F45 Fitness. So then I'm talking to the manager. I'm like, hey, you want to join the fire department? Hey, why not? Right? You're out and about. You're talking. This guy's in great shape. He's like, oh, I'd love to, but I got a 6-month-old and this and that. So I said, why don't you come down to Firehouse, one of our duty crews, just hang out with us and see if maybe you like it. He lives in the area. So then I was thinking about it when we went to pick up the equipment, and I said, maybe I'll talk to the chief. Maybe we can get you in as like our fitness instructor. Even if we'll make you like a social member or associate member of the department, and you do a class like once a week for us. He goes, oh, you guys can join for $29.99 a month. And I said, yeah, but if you want to do something good for the community and your firefighters, maybe this is a way in. And then when his kids get older, maybe then he'll join, like get him into the department. So I mentioned to the chief.
Now that just gave me an idea, and that maybe we could put this out there for our listeners. But guys who go to the gym in their area, there's always people that they just got hired as new personal trainers. So they need to build their book of business.
Yep.
Ask those guys if they'll go to your firehouse and do that for free.
Correct.
That's a great way to network and start building up that network.
You're always networking in the gym.
And the other thing I was going to mention too is, to your point with that guy donating that equipment, for the people listening, your firehouses, if you want to try and get equipment, go to your schools. The schools, because
any gym,
they'll put something in their budget for new equipment, whether it's like for the football team, whatever. They got to do something with that old equipment. I know my firehouse did that years ago. They went to the school gave them all the old equipment, and now there's a full gym in there.
I mean, over the years, I've collected ski machines, pre-core machines, steppers. I have spin bikes. I have 3 spin bikes. What else do we get? We got a seated bicycle that you could sit on and pedal, right? We got a whole weight rack system. We got the pull cords, everything. We got a whole nice gym upstairs in the firehouse, and it's all just from word of mouth donations, looking on Facebook, and people trying to sell stuff and say, hey, would you consider just donating to the firehouse? And you just got to go and pick it up. I mean, one day I had to take a ride with one of the guys all the way to Jersey to pick up this whole system. But
shit, yeah.
it's nice. You could do a lot of shit with it. So this stuff is out there. And a lot of these gyms are replacing equipment. For F45, what they did, they had a new owner come in, replaced everything in the gym. And they were getting rid of stuff. So it's out there. You just got to find these places. And you know what? Even if it's on your apparatus floor, get yourself a treadmill, get a bicycle or whatever, maybe a couple medicine balls, whatever, and you can work out right on your apparatus floor there.
Yeah.